Hey guys, just wanted to show some yucca seedlings I recently propagated from seed not too long ago. Pretty much came out of frustration for not being able to find any of these yuccas in southern Ontario in the market. All you ever see here is Yucca filamentosa, which is the Adam's needle yucca, and your common eastern prickly pear, and that's pretty much it. You're limited. So I decided to grab some seeds from a place in southern Colorado. I had them delivered, and also overseas in Europe, and collected a bunch of yuccas that I want to get, and I guess you got to do it yourself sometimes. So here we have some. So I'll start with a few. The first one on the left, the first two trays you can see is actually not a true yucca, but what it's called is a giant red yucca, and that's called Hesperaloe funifera. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that properly. I'm not. It's very similar to the more common red Texas yucca, which is Hesperaloe parviflora. I do have that in my cactus garden outside, so hopefully these grow a little bigger than the common red Texas yucca, so I'm kind of excited about that. And next, the larger ones you see are actually banana yuccas, being Yucca baccata. Now these guys, these are quite a bit different than all the other yuccas I have growing. They're a lot thicker leaved, and it's an interesting one for sure. Got a little one coming out here. I don't even know if you'd be able to see that too well. That's another in yucca. It's not a yucca, but it's in the yucca family. It's called Nolin Texana, and that's Texas bear grass. So that's actually a dry grass for dry gardens. Over here in this tray, the first tray, is Yucca rostrata. This is what really caught my eye back in spring. I saw a picture of Yucca rostrata for my very first time and got pretty obsessed, and I think that's how all this kind of got created. So this is a beautiful yucca, and some of these are tree yuccas, meaning they'll produce a huge trunk, and we'll have your common yuccas kind of hanging off the trunk, which is kind of cool. So that's a Yucca rostrata or a beaked yucca. In the back there in tray number 2 is something similar to the rostrata. This is called Yucca elata. So that's, if I can find it here, I had to write some notes down. That's called a soap tree yucca. And it's similar to rostrata, but rostrata tends to have more blue foliage. The Yucca elata actually has a longer foliage. It's more grass-like yucca, but it's very beautiful. I'm really excited for that one to take up for sure. And let's see, what do we got here? Next one is, this is an interesting one because this is similar to Yucca filamentosa, the Adam's needle yucca, because it grows in a similar area. They both grow most of these ones are grown in the southwest, and they require really dry soil, especially in the winter. But the one in the second tray back here is one called Yucca flaccida, or flaccid leaf yucca, which can take a considerable amount more moisture than your typical southwestern yucca. And not finally, but over here, I don't know if you can see the difference, but I do have some Yucca glauca, which is a common soapweed. Now it's a variation augustifolia, so I know you can probably, it's being obscured by the banana yucca, but they're back there. This one actually is common to, is Canada's only native yucca, and it's native to southern Alberta, maybe southern Saskatchewan, I'm not too sure about that. Very cold hardy. I mean, these guys can take like zone 3 easy. So it's kind of interesting. And down here, I have something. There's my main cactus book by Leo Chance. It's kind of like the Michael Dura cactus, I guess. If you're looking for literature on cold hardy cactus and supplements, check out this guy's book. It's great. And down here, we have Yucca gloriosa. Apparently this should be the variegated version, or the Spanish dagger. Now this is another eastern yucca to the United States, but more south. So this is a little bit less cold hardy than any of the other yuccas I've shown you. Probably have to maybe winter protect this, at least the first few winters. But this is also a trunking yucca, meaning it's a tree yucca that will grow a big trunk, and it's quite beautiful. So again, if you're in an area where these are unavailable in the market, like here in Southern Ontario, it's pretty easy to grow them by seed. They're just